Hi, this is Pim from Smart Diabetics Academy. Today I am going to have a look at if we can reverse diabetes with exercise. In today's video I will share with you what role exercise can play in reversing diabetes, and in a bit I will also tell you what type of exercise you should be doing for the best effect. So I don't know if I'm the only one who's a bit sick of hearing that all you need to do is eat right and exercise more to solve any health problem you have, including diabetes. So it's not always that easy. So rather than me talking, I'm gonna get a little nice picture up here that I found in a study. So this is royalty free and I have the rights to share this just for your knowledge. So this is what it does. Actually, exercise helps in so many areas. Like exercise is as good to our bodies as diabetes is bad for our bodies. Exercise affects the whole body. Diabetes also affects the whole body. So exercise decreases the inflammation in general. It also increases your insulin sensitivity in all tissues and organs, which is a super good thing if you want to reverse diabetes. Since we are using up the glucose in our blood when we're exercising, it will decrease our blood sugar. Unless you do very high intensity and prolonged exercise, you might get a temporary effect of increasing your blood sugar, but in general, you will decrease it. When your muscles regularly need a lot of glucose because they are used to exercising and burning that glucose, they will create the machinery that they need to take up more glucose from the blood and therefore help in maintaining a good and more stable blood sugar. So they will help you get better blood sugar control. But something that I thought was interesting as well was that exercise can increase beta cell mass in the pancreas, which is that's the cells that produce insulin. So if you have a decreased insulin production or decreased number of cells that produce insulin, exercise can help actually increase the number of cells. And then we have the normal benefits of reducing triglycerides and blood pressure, etc. that just happens when you exercise. With all of that, if you exercise regularly, your HbA1c will also go down. That's a natural effect from reducing your blood sugar. So exercise absolutely plays a role in reversing diabetes. But just as in my previous video with the apple cider vinegar, exercise alone can't do it all. But what it can do is it can pretty much improve everything. Okay, so if you're on a high carbohydrate diet, you will do better, and exercise, you will do better than someone who's on a high carbohydrate diet that does not exercise. But if you're on a low carb diet and you do not exercise, you're still gonna do better than someone on a high carbohydrate diet that exercises, if they're on a high carb diet. If they're on a low-ish, then maybe that's a case-by-case judgment on that. Okay, so please don't get me wrong. I used to be a personal trainer for many years. I love exercise and what it can do for you, but diet is so much more important than exercise. Always. Exercise is just a cherry on top. When diet can't get you there alone, add a little bit of exercise, add a little bit of fasting, add a little bit of apple cider vinegar or whatever it might be that can help you and get that little extra effect from what you are already doing. But doing all of those cherries on top is not going to cover up for having a bad diet. Okay, so what you really should be doing is combine a low carbohydrate diet and exercise, so you will get the best of both worlds. As a matter of fact, if you do, there is a bit more leeway in terms of how many carbs you can eat and get away with. Maybe not in the beginning if you haven't been exercising before, and if you literally just started a low carb diet, maybe you need to be a bit strict. But as time goes by and you get your insulin sensitivity back, there's usually more room for error without your blood sugar being all over the place. So when you are exercising, your muscles will be able to mop up so much of that blood sugar just floating around. So that is why it's not necessarily a problem in terms of blood sugar, but that doesn't mean that all the foods that contain carbohydrates are good for you. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes we get so focused on blood sugar that we're not thinking about the health effects or that type of food can have on other areas of your life. So just keep that in mind as well. So what type of exercise is most efficient then? I'm going to disappoint you here. So in terms of reversing diabetes, it actually doesn't seem to matter much what type of exercise you're doing in the long run, as long as it's somewhat intense and that you are doing it. So what matters is how often and how regularly you're doing it. That is much more important than anything else. So if you can do something every day that will, whatever that is, it could be that you just do a brisk walk 4 times a week and you do some heavier, more intense exercise 3 days a week, and you can keep that up, you will get great results from that. If all you can do is 1 or 2 sessions per week for a year, that is still going to be a lot better than you working out 5 sessions per week for 4 months and then you spend 8 months doing nothing. So consistency is key, but also be realistic when you decide what you're going to do. Make sure that you can keep that as a routine and keep up with it and make sure that it actually is happening. Because a one-off every 3 weeks is not going to do a lot of good stuff for you, so you want to keep doing it regularly. Consistency definitely is key when we're talking about exercise, because the more you do it, the better adapted your body will become, and that will support your diabetes. So the more efficient your muscles are being at taking up glucose, for example, the more they're going to help you long term, and they're not going to lose that ability if you have a few days off, etc. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you like the content, please subscribe to this channel. Click the little bell icon that you see down there so that you will get notified the next time I am sharing a new video on how to reverse your diabetes. And don't forget to give the video a little thumbs up as well. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about how we can reverse diabetic complications. So see you then.